So, what do we got here? I've got a neat little pie chart, which I have created using some data that I downloaded and pulled into D3. And what I would like to do here is I'd like to take a look at some of the JavaScript that's running this file. So here are some of the files that I'm working with. I've got crush.js. Crush.js is basically a wrapper that I created for summarizing, filtering, and aggregating my data. Got graph.js. This has two different types of functions. One is for rendering bar graphs, and one is for rendering donuts, although it's actually a pie graph. I put donut there, but it's for rendering a pie chart. I've got here my main.js, which queues up a couple of data sets and does a nice job of utilizing some of those functions from the Crush and Graph.js files to render some pretty images. This one's actually using the bar graph. You can see over here it's using render bar graph. Main2 is rendering the pie chart. And then sample over here, which just goes through some sample scripts. Neat. Now what I wanted to do was I wanted to pop open a developer tool menu over here. And I'm actually gonna make this a separate window. Let's do a little bit of window management here. And we're gonna pop this guy right over here. Let's do that. Now, let's open up the sources. Now that I've shown you what these files look like, I am going to open up my JS files over here. We're going to go to main2.js because we're looking at the pie chart over here. And we are going to drop a, let's say, breakpoint right around here. And at this point, it should be running this callback function here, which is waiting for both our age.json and generation.json files to load up into the front. So let's see what this looks like. Let's refresh the page. Boom. Okay, we're on our configuration here. Let's go over to our console. Now, we'll take a look at data. Data is an array of 101 items, each one representing an age, country, and population of males, females, and total for the year 2010. Data2 is a smaller object which has the min and max range for ages for people to fall into one of these categories: the greatest generation, silent generation, baby boomers, Generation X, millennial, Generation Z. So that's that. That'll let you categorize these as you see fit. Actually, if you take a look at it, the way that works is it's banging these two data sets up against each other and making a single file, making a single data set to work off of. And the purpose here is I wanted to show a little bit about how the filter works. So if I say data.filter and we throw a function in there, we pass a few parameters, and we'll talk a little bit about these, A, B, and C. And let's just console log these back out to the screen A, and we'll just put a space in between them. B, and a space in between that, and C. Okay, cool. Let's close that, close that, close that. Boom. All right. Wow, that's a lot of stuff that just pumped out of there. So what did this do? Oh, we iterated through this entire object and we punched out a bunch of stuff. Let's do that again. Let's instead of punching all these out at once, let's just start by pushing out A by itself. You can see what A does is it goes through the callback function, running and pulling the record for the specific row of the data set that you're in. If we push back B, that is pulling the number, the index for the particular item that we're in the array. And C, that's pushing back the entire array for every iteration. So we have really this ability here to look at this current iteration of the array, which is what we want to deal with. And the way that we want to deal with that is we actually want to return. Let's say we return A. That brings us back an array of 101 items. So it really didn't do anything. We didn't filter it. We basically just pulled the entire data set back. Now, let's say we instead wanted to say filter A where A.age is less than 10. All right, now we just get those objects where A is of an age less than 10. So there we go, goes up to age 9. Going through the inverse of that, we said if it was greater than or equal to 10, it's now going to give us back an array of 90 objects, which is everything starting from age 10 all the way up through age 100. Okay, that's it for now.